Hello students, welcome to Maths Tutor Lakshiji channel. Here we are again with another lecture on some basic concepts of chemistry. Uh, in this lecture, we will study about limiting reagents, excess reagents, and concentration of solutions. So here is the first topic, limiting reagent. Uh, Limiting reagent and excess reagent are very important topics when we deal with stoichiometric calculations. The reactant which is present in lesser amount and gets consumed after some time, that is, which limits the amount of product formed, is called limiting reagent. The reactant other than the limiting reagent, the other reactant which is in somewhat excess, is called excess reagent. So here we have the definition of limiting reagent or limiting reactant. The reactant which is completely consumed when a reaction goes on completion is called limiting reagent, or we can say limiting reactant, because its concentration limits the amount of product formed. So it is a deciding factor, that's why it is called limiting reagent. Now, the remaining amount of excess reagent is calculated by available amount of limiting reagent from the amount of excess reagent. Remember that in stoichiometric calculations, it is very important to choose the limiting reagent as it decides the amount of product formed. So here we have a question based on this topic. Let's do it. So what is the question? In a reaction A plus B2 giving AB2, identify the limiting reagent in, if any, in the following reaction mixture. We have to calculate limiting reagent if present. So here first question is 300 atoms of A plus 200 molecules of B. Remember atoms and molecules differently. So here we have A plus B2 giving AB2. So here we can see that this is 1 mole, this is 1 mole, and this is also 1 mole. So here 300 atoms is given. So 300 atoms. So A plus B2. If we have 300 atoms, so here we have to use 600 atoms to balance this reaction, because one atom, if 300 atoms, so we have to use 600 atom, but in this we have been given 200 molecule. So if we take 200 molecule concept, so 300 atoms, 300 molecules, because the ratio is 1:1 for the atom and for the, this is atom and this is molecule. So here it is less than the required amount, so it is LR, that is limiting reagent. So B2 is LR, limiting reagent in this part. Now second is 2 mole of A plus 3 mole of B. Now comes A plus B2 giving AB2. We have been given 2 mole of A, 3 mole of B. Here you can see the ratio is 1:1. If it is 2, so it is 2. Here A is less than 3 because the ratio is 1:1. So here A is LR, limiting reagent. Now next is 100 atoms A, 100 molecules B2. Here the ratio is 1:1 for atom of A and molecules of B2. So 100 is to 100. No LR, no limiting reagent, because the ratio is 1:1 for atoms of A and molecules of B2. Now comes 5 mole of A, 2.5 mole of LR. Now here 1:1 is not maintained, because if it is 5, it should be 5. B2 should be 5, but here it is 2.5. So B2 is limiting reagent. Now 2.5 mole of A, 5 mole of B2. Now again 1:1 is disturbed. Here A is 2.5. It should be 5 mole. So A is limiting reagent. So that's the concept of limiting reagent. The reactant which is completely consumed when a reaction goes on completion is called limiting reagent or reactant. Now comes another question, numerical one. 50 kg of N2 gas and 10 kg of hydrogen gas are mixed to produce ammonia NH3 gas. Calculate ammonia gas formed. Identify the LR in this reaction if any. If it is present, we have to identify. Now, First of all, we will write the reaction N2 plus 3H2 giving NH3. Here we will balance it by 3 and here 2. Now comes, it is 1 mole, it is 3 mole, it is 2 mole. Means 1 mole N2 require 3 mole hydrogen to give 2 mole ammonia. It is the standard stoichiometric balance reaction. Here we have been given 50 kg of nitrogen. First of all, we will calculate, we will convert into moles. We will calculate the number of moles. It is very easy to use because we can do other methods also, but the basic method and exact accurate method is to find the moles. Here we have 50 kg. 50 into 1000 per gram divided by 28, its molar mass. So number of moles equal to mass upon, you know the formula, mass upon molar mass. So using this formula, we will calculate its mole this and its mole this. Now 1.786, the ratio is 1:3. It means 1 mole N2 require 3 mole H2. So 1.786 into 10 to the power 3 gram require 5.36 into 10 to the power 3 mole. But here we only have 5. But we need 5.36. So who is the LR? This is the limiting reagent because it is less than the required amount. So hydrogen is a limiting reagent. So 3 mole hydrogen gives 2 mole ammonia. Then 1 mole, we will take these two because we have to calculate the ammonia. So we will take only LR. We will take only LR to calculate ammonia for getting nitrogen because it is an excess amount, excess reagent, it is excess reagent. So 3 mole gives 2 mole, 1 mole gives 2 by 3. Similarly, 5 into 10 to the power 3 gives this 2 upon 3 into 5 into 10 to the power 3 mole. Comes out to be 3.33 into 10 to the power 3 mole ammonia. Now, to calculate mass of NH3, you know that we have to multiply moles into molecular weight or atomic weight. So here it is 3.33 into 10 to the 3 into 13, that is the NH3. 14 plus 3, 17 gram molecular weight. So comes out to 56.610 into 10 to the 3, or we can convert into kg because the number is very large, 56.6 kg. So here is the question. First of all, we calculate the limiting reagent. Now we will calculate the product because limiting reagent decide the product form. Now comes the concentration of solution. Most of the reactions occurring in laboratories are carried out in solutions. You know that in solution generally two components are present. So basically two components are the one which is less in lesser amount in the solution is called solute, and the other one which is in higher amount is called solvent. Okay, so the amount of solute present in given quantity of solvent, or we can say solution, is expressed in terms of concentration. The concentration of solution is usually expressed in many ways, which we are going to study in this topic. So the concentration of solution, the amount of solute present in a given quantity of solvent or solution, is expressed in terms of concentration. Remember, solute is what component? Lesser, solvent more, that is present in more quantity. So first of all, the method of expressing the concentration is mass percentage, that we have already learned about in our previous lecture. Mass percentage of a component in a given solution is the mass of component per 100 gram of solution. So we compare in terms of per 100 gram. Remember, in the following topics we will take 1 or A as solvent and 2 or B as solute. Solvent is component in more amount, solute is in less amount. So mass percent of A, what is the formula? Mass of solute, mass of A upon total mass into 100. So WA upon total, that is WA plus WB into 100. Similarly, mass percent of B, WB upon WA plus WB into 100. Or we can calculate 100 minus percent of A because we will deal with binary solution in which there are only two components. So this can be expressed as W by W because numerator is mass and denominator is also mass. Now comes the second method, volume percentage. Here, volume percentage is similar to the mass percentage. In this, we will take volume in place of mass. It is defined as the volume of component per 100 parts by volume of solution. Volume percent of A. This is volume of component A divided by total volume. VA upon VA plus B into 100. Similarly for B, VB upon VA plus VB total into 100, or we can say 100 minus percent of A. Now, ppm. What is ppm? Parts per million. When a solute is present in very minute amount, you can say traces. Concentration is expressed as ppm. It is the parts of component per million parts of solution. So, what is ppm? A of A, WA upon total, WA plus WB into 10 to the power 6. Remember this factor, this is for ppm, parts per million. ppm for B, WB upon WA plus WB into again 10 to the power 6. Now comes fourth method, molarity. It is the number of moles of solute dissolved per liter of solution. So basically it is the number of moles of solute. So number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liter. If you are using volume in ml, multiply by 1000 in the numerator. So the unit will be, this is mole, this is liter, this is mole per liter, or you can write capital M for the molarity symbol. Now disadvantage, it has a disadvantage. Molarity has a disadvantage. Molarity changes with temperature because of expansion or concentration of liquid with temperature, because molarity depends on volume and volume is not fixed, it keeps changing with the temperature. As a result, molarity value also fluctuates. So molarity changes with temperature due to its dependence on volume. It has a disadvantage. Now to overcome this disadvantage, we have another concentration of solution method, molality. It is the number of moles of solute dissolved per 1000 gram. Here we take gram, not liter, or kg of solvent. So number of moles of solute. Here number of moles of solute divided by WA, solvent in kg. If you are using in gram, divide multiply by 1000 in the numerator. So the unit is mole divided by kg, mole per kg, or you can write the small m for the denomination of molality. Now here comes, molarity is preferred over molarity to express concentration of solution. I have told you already about why we prefer this, because this is very important. It's also an question. Molarity changes with temperature because of expansion or contraction of liquid with temperature due to its dependency on volume. However, molarity does not change with temperature because mass of solvent does not change within change in temperature. So, molality is preferred over molarity because mass is constant quantity that does not changes. Now comes sixth, mole fraction. This is the symbol of chi. This is not x, this is chi. It is the ratio of number of moles of one component to the total number of moles present in the solution. So basically it is a ratio. So we don't have any unit because ratio don't have any unit. Now chi A. Chi A is Na upon Na plus Nb because it is focusing on A. Now chi B. Nb upon Na plus Nb. Remember this one thing, very important. All the mole fraction sum equal to 1. Chi A plus chi B, or whatever the number of components in the solution, is equal to always 1. You can also calculate this for binary solutions. Chi A plus chi B equal to 1. Chi A equal to 1 minus chi B, or chi B equal to 1 minus chi A. So you can calculate the mole fraction of any one component, and you can calculate the mole fraction of other component. Now comes numericals on concentration of solution. So first is, if 11 gram of oxalic acid is dissolved in 500 ml of solution, density is given 1.1 gram per ml. What is the mass percent of oxalic acid in solution? You don't have to remember the formula of oxalic acid for this question. Many students think that they have to learn these formulas. No, we should learn common formulas like sodium, hydrogen, that are normal inorganic formulas. Mostly we should also learn organic formulas, but not for always. You should learn the glucose, sucrose. It's okay. We don't have to remember the formula of oxalic acid in this question. Now, density. We have been given density, so we will first do the formula of density. Density equal to mass upon volume, or mass equal to density into volume. Here density is 1.1, volume is 500 ml. 500, so this comes out to be 550 gram. Now the mass percent. You know the mass percent formula. W WA upon WA plus WB into 100. So here is 11 gram oxalic acid divided by solution 550 total. This is 11 upon 550 into 100. That comes out to be 2%. Similarly, next question is, so this question is based on the application of density formula and mass percentage. Two formulas are used here. Now the next question is, 2.46 gram of sodium hydroxide are dissolved in water and solution is made to 100 centimeter cube. Here remember, centimeter cube is ml. Students got confused. What is centimeter cube? What is ml? Centimeter cube is given just to confuse you. So remember, centimeter cube is ml. So 2.46 of sodium hydroxide are dissolved in water and solution is made to 100 centimeter cube or ml in a volumetric flask. Calculate the molarity of solution. So we have to calculate the molarity. Now comes molarity formula. NB, number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution into 1000 because it is in ml. Now moles formula, mass upon molar mass. It is mass 2.46, molar mass 40 U, mass upon molar mass divided by volume. Volume is 100 ml. 100 into 1000. It comes out to finally 0.615 mole per liter, or you can write M. Now moving to next question. Calculate the molarity of solution containing 20.7 gram of potassium carbonate dissolved in 500 ml of solution, assuming the density is 1 gram per ml. So here we have been given density again, and we have to calculate the molarity with 20.7 gram potassium carbonate K2CO3. So what is the molarity formula? Remember, NB upon WA if in gram, so multiply 1000 in the numerator. Now comes mass of solution. You know the formula, density equal to mass upon volume. So mass is density into volume. So using this formula, 1, density is 1 in the question and 500 gram. This is question, given in question, 500 gram. So WA, what is the mass of WA? You know that solution mass is equal to the mass of solute. This is solute and this is solvent. WA plus WB is equal to solution. Now WA equal to mass of solution minus WB. That comes out to be 500 minus 20.7, 479.3 gram. Putting all these values in molality formula. Mass is 20.7. Molar mass is 138. This is the molar mass calculation. And mass of solvent 479.3 gram. This value into 1000 because it is in gram. After solving we got 0.313 m. This is molality, or you can say mole per kg or small m. Now comes another question. A solution is prepared by adding 60 gram of methyl alcohol to 120 gram water. Calculate mole fraction of methanol and water. You can say methyl alcohol. You can say methanol. Okay. Don't make yourself confused. CH3OH. Okay. So here is the formula of mole fraction. Chi A equal to Na upon Na plus Nb. First of all, calculate the value of chi A. This is chi A. Moles of A. This is solute is 60 gram CH3OH because it is dissolving in water. Solvent is 120 gram water. So here we have A means water, B solute. So 120 upon 18. 18 is the molecular weight of water. Similarly 120 upon 18 plus 60 upon 32. 32 for the methanol 32U. After calculating, we got 0.781. The value is 0.781. Similarly, we will calculate the mole fraction. This is the mole fraction of water. A. This is water. For B, 1 minus chi A. Using this formula, you can use this formula again, but it is so time consuming, so we will take a smart approach. Chi B equal to 1 minus chi A. 1 minus 0.781 comes 0.22. This is CH3OH or methanol or methyl alcohol. So here we complete our questions in today's topic. Hope you like the lecture. For more videos and for more information and knowledge about chemistry, do like and subscribe Maths Tutor Lakshajit channel here. Thank you. See you all in our next lecture of chemistry. Thank you. Bye.